my uncle called Mr. Master Ahmad Raje, sorry, late Ahmad Master Raje, who came to UK first in early 60s, and he came to Bartley. My uncle was headmaster in India, plus he was running the post office in a Lajpur village as well, so he had a lovely job, but he felt sometimes to say, look, I must go to England. And obviously when he came here, he thought that he'll have a nice master job here in his school and all that, which he didn't get. So he decided to say, look, let me work in the factory. So the master, the teacher, the headmaster teacher became a factory worker. And my uncle had the voucher system on those days. So he had a voucher for my father. So he sent that voucher to my father back home in India. When we came from India, we arrived at that house about 2 o'clock at night. And it was a cold in October. On those days, it used to be very cold. And we coming from the hot climate, and we felt very cold. The house was very small house. There was only 2 bedrooms only. And only 1 room downstairs. The sitting was there, the kitchen was there, even the bathroom was there too. We don't have no facilities. All the air through coming from the windows, which we could hear it. So we used to put a little newspaper on to stop draft coming into it, and sleeping 2 brothers on 1 bed. In 1969, February, March time, my father became ill, so he couldn't go to work. So we had a lot of difficulty in the house because my father has to look after himself, his wife, and his 6 children. Because my father got us here, he borrowed money from his friends, and they lend him the money to say, look, it's a nice country, England, you come and live here, we'll give you, lend you money, bring your family here, and you'll be all right. And then afterwards I was thinking, still I was a young boy, I says, no, my house condition is very poor, we won't got enough money, my father owed money to a lot of people, I must go and work. So I left my study behind and I started going to work. So my first factory was a woolen industry again in Gomersal. It's about 4 or 5 miles away from here. They used to be called Thomas Burnley and Sons, where everybody used to work. All the Asians who came to Bartley, I would say 80% of our Asian who came from India and is staying in Bartley, they're all working in that factory. And the week I started first, although I was an underage, I was earning £5 a week. And I used to get a wage on a Thursday. I used to take the wage to my father. I used to give it to my father's hand. So I worked very, very hard. When we came here, and I made some friends here. So I found out there was one team called Bartley Muslims, and they were playing in Dewsbury and District League. So they had the 2 teams, the first team and the second team. So I remember Mr. Salim Dawood, who's the father of Ismail Dawood, the one who represented England under 19. Also he played for Yorkshire and Hampshire, such a nice keeper and batsman. I respect him. And his father was a second team captain for Bartley Muslim. So I approached him one day, I said, I would like to come and play. I said, yeah, join as a second team. As I progressed year after year, and they put me on to first team after 3 years later. And I batted with them for many years, played many years. As a lot of Asian teams coming into the league, you know, some cricket teams, some English clubs thought that the standard going to be very low. So they start leaving the league and then joining some other league, such as Huddersfield League or such as the Central Yorkshire League. They start going into it. And a few years later, down the line, what happened? All the English clubs, slowly but surely, they left the Dewsbury District League and joined the Central Yorkshire League. We all factory workers, we all Monday to Friday work in a factory. So Saturday, Marty starts 2 o'clock. We go to ground at 1:30 and play cricket. And next day, some people work on a Sunday as well, and they play cricket as well, including myself. So we used to work from 7 till 12. So finish the work on a Sunday, 12 o'clock, to get some overtime, get some money, and go to play cricket 2 o'clock. We weren't that great players, apart from few players. Mr. Haji Ahmad Qayat, he was such a beautiful bowler, and he was playing for Crossbank Muslims. He can bowl in swing and he can bowl out swing as well. and he was always watching a batsman. I face him, so I know. And from the other end, there was another one great bowler. People don't know, I think they forgot him, called Mr. Ibrahim Bhamji. And Ibrahim can bowl pace. He had a good pace. These two chaps could represent Yorkshire on those days. Trust me, they were that good enough. Well, I tell you what, before the Quaid-e League, there was another one league called a Saki League. You see, a lot of people don't know. They used to call Saki League. And we used to play Saki League as well. Now, in those days, we have to go and play Rochdale, Oldham, Manchester, Bolton, high standard league it was at that time. I did play it for Park CC. There was in a Quaid-e League on those days, and I played a good few years with them. We used to play at Huddersfield Road, Leeds Road in Huddersfield. There were 4 cricket field, 4 pitches there, so you can same time you can play 4 teams there, and our home ground was there, and we used to play on a Sands Lane as well. 1990 World Cup. Mr. Imran Khan was commentating because he wasn't playing because he was injured. And I remember I was listening, and Mr. Imran Khan said that somebody asked him questions just like you. Say, what do you think, Imran, you played in, what do you think about the racism in this country, and blah, blah, blah. And he mentioned 2 clubs' name. Yeah, openly, we can ask anybody. His first name was Yorkshire. Then the second name was Essex. Few days later, we see in a newspaper, Yorkshire not racism and blah, 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 blah. And we are going to open the trial for any Asian players throughout the Yorkshire. So trial took place, and I went down there as well. 132 trialists came and they gave a trial. Okay? Guess how many been selected out of those 132 people who gave a trial? 1. 1 only. 1 only. Okay? And how old was the boy? 8 years old boy. They says he's going to represent Yorkshire, and he's very good enough to play Yorkshire. Now, that's a bit insult to us. And they put a nice picture of him in the Yorkshire Post and every day to say, this is a future player, blah, 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 blah. So, and he was my customer as well. His father used to come to me, his brother used to come to me to buy some gear for him. So they asked me a question. He says, what do you think, Edris? About my son, blah, blah. I says to him, look, he's only 9 years old kid. What Yorkshire's in him, I don't know. But let me tell you, let him carry on playing. The real test will start for your brother. It will be when you get to 16. That's the real testing time for your brother. And I tell you what, I won't be surprised. Your brother will be chucked out from the Yorkshire by that time. You watch. This is what happened. He wasn't there for under 16. Where is he gone? So I would say Yorkshire was pure racism. Yes, racism, yes. Occasionally, if you are lucky, you get into it. Or if you have some good connection with the Yorkshire committee, then you have a chance. But the lad from Dewsbury College doesn't have any chance. His father doesn't come in a posh car. He doesn't have a suit and all that. He doesn't have a cigar. He doesn't drink with them. You won't get a chance with Yorkshire. That was a thing on those days.